Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Thanks for joining Network News at 7. Let's take a look at what's to come. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says the hosting of international cricket is a special moment for Grenada. Police issue warning against the betting on the third and final Apex Test match. More than 70 people are now certified by Gray's Training and Certificate Center. Across the region, Trinidad Prime Minister to meet with public health officials to discuss full reopening of the Twin Island Republic. And internationally, the U.S. President announces new sanctions at NATO summit. Coming up in sports, the third and final match in Grenada proving a challenge for the West Indies and England players. The details when we return.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
We are live on K105, our social media platforms, and the GBN TV channel 7, 11, and 20. I'm Krista Campbell bringing you the details. 2 days down, 1 more to go as West Indies and England continue to battle in the third and final Apex Test match for the Richards Botham Trophy. English fans are optimistic that their team can still pull through after their fight to stay afloat, while the West Indies fans are excited as their team took to the seas on Friday, hoping to take home the trophy. Tonight's opening report comes from Rena Pear-Thomas.
It's the second day of the third test between England and West Indies in Grenada, and English fans are still hopeful that their team can win despite challenges faced on the first day.
Well, this is a very inexperienced England bowling attack, so I think we'd be more than happy to get rid of the West Indies for around about 250.
I think they've got no batting at all. Brathwaite's had his day, and I think Mahmood and Overton will skittle you out for about 140, 150. Yeah, then England will get in and knock a few more up.
I thought England were quite a bit behind. They'll have to bowl really well in the first session to keep things going, and they're fairly inexperienced bowlers, so it's not too hopeful really, but we'll be hoping.
Not dissimilar to what Steve just said. In many ways, the West Indies are well ahead, but the wicket's flattening out, I feel, and therefore, if you bat well, then you could put on a good lead. But then it ends up being a draw, doesn't it? And we have 3 draws in a row, which is disappointing.
We'd like to see West Indies bowled out for less, but anything less than 280, I think. And England might just be in with a chance.
Obviously, we'd like to see the West Indies bowled out, but the West Indies look like the better team. So may the best team win.
Well, England are just going to win this one. We had 2 games played on very poor pitches, really, but I think it's a fantastic wicket. I think we're going to see a great result, and I predict England to win.
On the other hand, West Indies fans are pumped as their team will be batting today after bowling out England for 204 on the first day.
Even in their home country or in a minority, we're still going to stand up strong today. Once we get past the hard ball, I think we're going to settle down. We've got a good Mayors just coming now, so I reckon we should be doing about 325, 330. Give them something to think about second innings.
For West Indies to score over 300, get a substantial lead and push on from tomorrow. I think we did well, but we let the match get away from us yesterday.
Hoping for an exciting game today. I hope West Indies did not let us down today. I hope they put them heads down and bat for a long, the whole day, and more of it tomorrow.
Yesterday was a great day for first day to be 92 for 8 and finish at 204 all out, and the way that it finished was fantastic. I think today is going to be a critical day in the whole of this final test. Depends on how West Indies bat today, but I think that they should have a good lead, so the second innings from England is going to be important as well.
Expectations is that Campbell will at least produce some runs today, and Braffett is very reliable, and we hope that Bonner, who has done so in the first test, and did not give us what we wanted in the second test, will produce in the third test, so that we'll be in a position to vie for victory.
I expect West Indies to bat throughout the entire day to ensure that they could knock off that small total I call small, right? And once they knock that off and they put some pressure on England, so by the time they come back, we should be able to win that game. But the wicket has been swinging based on what I'm seeing for the first day. The ball has been moving, so we had to hope that our guys could hold foot and make some runs at the same time. But I have faith in you guys. We're winning that. You guys, you agree?
Yeah. Yes, we agree.
We're winning that.
Yeah.
Well, I expect the West Indies to make a great score so that we could give the English team some pressure, and I expect West Indies to win.
The end results today will determine the next step for both teams. Standing outside of the cricket stadium, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
Thank you, Rena. Meanwhile, Thursday's turnout at the National Cricket Stadium impressed Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell after Grenada's Health Ministry announced there is no longer a vaccine differentiation policy. The Prime Minister says he anticipated the large numbers. While at the games on Thursday, Dr. Mitchell called the occasion a special moment for Grenada.
I think this is a special moment for the country, as you mentioned, coming from that period of 2 years where people had their lives interfered with because of the virus. There was a level of impact, negative impact on people's life, economically and otherwise. So having an event like this, it's bringing back the country to almost a sense of normality, with reservations, of course. It makes everybody feel good. There's a lift in the spirit of people.
Dr. Mitchell says the fact that the match is a deciding game in the 3-match test series is garnering attention from cricket fans across the world.
And the fact that the game is being played after 2 test matches have been drawn, and this is the last one, it gives a level of importance to this event, that's the ultimate event game. So there's a lot of interest regionally, locally, and internationally.
A clarion call is being made to patrons attending the cricket games to be mindful that gambling remains illegal in Grenada. They are being urged not to bet on the games. Beverly Telesford tells us more in this report.
The Grenadian public is reminded that betting on games is a form of gambling and is illegal in Grenada. The warning comes as Grenada is presently hosting the 3rd and final test, West Indies versus England, at the National Cricket Stadium. Assistant Superintendent of Police Desmond Richard says while betting on games may be big business in other parts of the world, it remains illegal in Grenada.
We in our operation order, that is something that is spelled out clearly, anti-betting, under the anti-betting code.
Right.
And you're right, because so you see, under no circumstances may any person at the ground use mobile phones or other kinds of communication device to communicate or in any way use to transmit any form of commentary data, audio, video, photograph, text, static, results are other material in relation to the games taking place for any unauthorized commercial purpose, or for any kind of improper betting or other corrupt or unlawful purpose. So
patrons are reminded to be cognizant of using electronic devices to aid in illegal betting.
If it goes out, at the time it's happening, we may not be able to know, but if that happens after, an investigation will be and if it is found that it was for some betting or some other practices other than just to share it with a friend, then of course the law will take its course with you as well.
In 2016, Parliament approved the gambling legislation, which became enforced in 2017. The law permits the establishment of a gaming commission whose job is to inspect and license all places with gaming facilities, as well as issue licenses to those who are engaging in game of chance events. Casino gambling in Grenada was legalized in 2014 with the requirement that the casinos be in hotels with at least 300 rooms. Grenada's largest hotel, Royalton Grenada, has only 269 rooms, so there are no casinos on the island. Opposition Senator Rolanda McQueen recently voiced her concern with the trend of gambling facilities in Grenada.
I just want to make a comment on the gambling houses that is popping up in every street corner in our communities. And I would like to say today, if we do not do something about it, it would be one of the biggest cancer Grenada is going to suffer. And I do hope we are putting in place facilities to help these young men when they get addicted to the one-hand bandit. Thank you, President.
Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Meet and greets with farmers is the Ministry of Agriculture's way of garnering an understanding of farmers' challenges and how the ministry can assist in improving food security and increasing production. For the second time, the Chinese ambassador visited farmers. The details in this report.
Chinese ambassador to Grenada, His Excellency Wei Hongtian, joined Agriculture Minister Peter David on his visit to farmers in Champlain, Vincent St. David. Their first stop was at the farm of Craig Hazard. Minister David commended the young farmer for his contribution towards farming.
We can do I want to thank the extension officers to the Ministry of Agriculture, the technical people. This is what we work for. You know, sometimes you lose sight of what you work for. This is what we work for, to make sure young people like Craig succeed. And whatever support we can give, please feel free to call. Technical support, in some cases material support. But if we do this, in the face of this new crisis coming up, not COVID, now we have the Ukraine crisis, we need to improve food production. So people like Craig, you have to help them to step it up, because you have to eat what we grow and grow what we eat. And that is what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of months. We want to tell all of our farmers we are there to support them to increase food production, but to say to our people that they have to eat what.
Citing the pending implications of the Russia-Ukraine crisis threatening food security in small regions like ours, the Agriculture Minister echoed the call for increased food production and the consumption of more locally produced foods.
Certainly, as Minister for Agriculture, it delights me to see more young people getting in, more dedicated farmers increasing production. As we've said, this year we're dedicating to apply new innovative methods to increase production. There's a crisis in the world now. Food is going to become a problem. The price is going up. So as I said earlier, and I repeat, you have to eat what we grow and grow what we eat. And I want to thank the People's Republic of China for the support in agriculture. We're here this morning with some tokens of support to my brother here, of some fertilizer. Of course,
As a means of encouragement, farmers Brizan Hazard, Deborah Benjamin, and Craig Hazard were all gifted with items from the Chinese ambassador. The agriculture minister pledges to offer technical and tangible support to farmers where necessary. A technical team from the Ministry of Agriculture, the extension officers attached to the Southern Agricultural District were all present on the visit. This is the ambassador's second visit to farmers in as many months. Christina John, GBN News.
Thank you, Chrislina. Still to come, GTA CEO says the challenges in the market make tourism projections for summer difficult. This is Network News at 7.
I've been a member of the Ariza Credit Union since 2016, and honestly I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad, and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99, and she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
Physical violence, threats, controlling behavior, and being disrespectful are no-nos in any relationship. Parenting together after a breakup can be difficult, but always speak and behave in ways you would want your children to speak and act. You cannot control what your ex-partner does, but you can control how you choose to respond to your ex and what behaviors you display to your children. Parents, display behaviors you will want your children to learn. A respectful child begins with you. Step up your parenting game. My family matters.
My grandson feel he was a big man before he reached secondary school, telling me about new gadgets to make life easy. But he busting up the food his granny cook with her 2 hands. And Kern's a good boy. I know. I raised him. I know he doesn't like seeing me work too hard. He worries. Before I had my first heart attack, he was excited to live near his university campus. So I felt guilty when he decided to live at home to take care of me. And getting to class and back, he would travel, he said. But I got him a little car anyway, much safer. He graduated, recently got married, and he's doing well for himself with all his tech. He still thinks he knows more than me, but to be honest, I don't know how I would have managed without him.
Your life is your story. Let's help you write it on your terms.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Deal or no deal?
Let the games begin!
Sunday, March 27th. Get set for another massive Crazy Virtual Bingo! This time, it's the Deal or No Deal edition with a whopping jackpot of $10,000 US. Deal or no deal? Here's the deal. For 1 week, tickets will be sold at $8 US. Whoa! At that price, you can buy buy two. So take the deal, because after, it's gonna be $10 per ticket.
Oh, deal!
All players in Grenada, tickets are available at numerous box offices island-wide. And if you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, March 27th. Come join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo, the Deal or No Deal edition.
Deal or no deal.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stay true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. And COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
The public is hereby advised that all operations of George F. Huggins and Company Grenada Limited, including Foodland Supermarkets, MoneyGram, Tropical Shipping, Agostini Insurance Brokers, and Amerijet, will be closed on Monday, 28th March, as a mark of respect for the former CEO and Chairman Emeritus, Mr. George A. Meniz. MoneyGram customers are advised to utilize the service from our sub-agents across the island, namely Home Pride Bakery in St. David, Calico Limited in Sates, Licks and Bites in Guav, and the Hills and Valley Pharmacy in Carriacou. Regular business will resume on Tuesday, 29th March 2022. The company apologizes for any inconvenience this closure may cause and thanks you for your understanding.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Continuing with the newscast, taking full advantage of the marketing potential of hosting the 3rd test match between West Indies, the prospects for the summer tourism season remain hopeful for tourism officials. However, one of the top tourism officials recently told the media that it is difficult to forecast projections, especially in relation to the possibilities in the summer. Jared Joseph has that story.
CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Petra Road, says a cloud of uncertainty seemingly still remains over the future of the tourism industry, despite the positive trends witnessed globally. The GTA CEO says 2025 projections have seemingly been thrown out the window due to the competitive nature of the current market.
We've got a lot on our plate. Summer is not going to be easy. I think that everybody is trying to get a piece of the pie. It's a very competitive landscape. We've seen what's happened in terms of the protocols that have been relaxed everywhere else, and also the sort of strong, aggressive pricing that we've had from other destinations as well.
Taking this into consideration for the summer tourism season projections, Roach notes their priority at this time is consolidating airlift and researching the geographical areas where the most visitors are originating from.
I think that it's quite easy to sit down and say, oh, we should do this and we should do that. But these airlines have been through a very difficult period. They've lost billions of dollars. So they're not in the mood mood at the minute to go out and be, discovering or getting new routes on the table. But we are very laser focused. We've done a lot of segmentation and also analysis of the business that we've had over the years, and we are aggressively going after expanding our UK market especially.
The CEO says they are also seeking to implement strategies to protect the US market, which holds the largest visitor percentage at 60%. She says the GTA has been focusing on bringing a balance to the market, noting that the UK market is at 21%, despite it being known for its longer stayover and repeat visitors.
But what we are doing is being extremely steadfast in terms of looking at, rather than doing a blanket approach for just the sun, sand and sea, it is really about developing those niche and getting the group business to come in, which will absolutely augur better for us in the long run. When you look at where we have competitive strength, we're talking about health and wellness, we're talking about soft adventure, the dive market is, these are all the low-hanging fruit that we can grab hold of and make work for us.
Grenada will be lifting all restrictions, including the state of emergency, come April 4th, and Roach notes that GTA has begun rolling out its event schedule for the year. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, the Grenada Tourism Authority is looking to build upon the momentum set by the hosting of the third test and incorporating some of the ideas in upcoming events. One of the highlights of the West Indies-England match at the National Stadium is the Craft and Culture Village, which is meters away from the bustle. GTA CEO Petra Roach says they are in full support of having a craft and culture village at the future events as a marketing tool and exposure for the artisans.
1000%. I think that art is a brilliant way to showcase the country, who we are, what our priorities are. We're talking with a lot of the artists about using sustainable products. We're talking about, with a lot of the artists about also ensuring that they train up the younger generation so that we can continue to develop and improve the quality.
Roach says they will be seeking to hone and develop the talents and skills of locals in the coming weeks to realize the benefits economically and otherwise.
We're actually going to be launching a program which is called Pitch to Success that's going to be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and that's where we actually send out a call for anybody who is a young entrepreneur or who has a talent, where we can sit down and help them to finesse that product. Because I think that if we can get to a stage where everything that is sold that has the brand Grenada on it is of natural, raw ingredients and also handmade rather than machine-made, etc.
Each weeknight, we collate your thoughts and present them in our Social Buzz segment. Tonight's collation is presented by GBN's Rena Perry-Thomas.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
Flea infestation at the Florida government school is being blamed for one child seeking medical attention at the General Hospital. Stray dogs sleeping on the school's compound are being cited as the cause of the problem. GBN brought this story, and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Spice said, "This thing could have been worse." Noel commented, "It's time to pass laws on dogs. People want animals but have them straying all over the place. When you talk, they want to fight or they quarrel with you. People should have the animals in their yard, not on the school compound. That's crazy. You driving animal in your way, you walking the public road, animal in your way. That's crazy. It's time to do something about that." Raffin wrote, please clean the school before the children return, including our desk and the chairs. Let the place air out. Act with some sense, please. Bailey commented, when bitten by these, some people need to be given antihistamine. They need to close the school for a couple of days and do the necessary. And finally, Anne wrote, well, if they sprayed school last Friday, then it shouldn't have had any school for the week, because the whole weekend the school closed. Come on, that's a serious issue. That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And we thank Rena for that Social Buzz compilation. More than 70 people are now certified by Grades Training and Certificate Center. The details to this and more right after this.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679. or 406-1500, or visit any of our 3 locations. Spicile Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
We would have launched our microloans product back in 2018 when we realized that it was such a challenge for small business owners to source financing. The main objective of our microloans brand is to ensure that we help small business owners build their capacity and grow their businesses, not just in St. Lucia but across the OACS. You are able to apply for your loan online at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com. You can also call us at our switchboard 457-8100 and speak to one of our very qualified microfinance officers. One of the main parts and one of the main things that we're really proud of from this product is the fact that we offer training solutions and we help our customers build their capacity. And we want to stress the fact that it's not just about giving you financial assistance, but it's really about ensuring that you are able to succeed in your business.
Enjoy free premium access to D-Music from March 25th to 31st. Discover 60 million local and international songs. Get playlists specially made to match your flavor. You can even download your favorite songs and albums. Plus, enjoy Coffee and Shensea's new albums fresh out the studio with free 2 gigabytes of data for D-Music every day. From March 25th to 31st, listen anywhere, anytime. So, what are you waiting for? Download D-Music now.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
The public is hereby advised that all operations of George F. Huggins and Company Grenada Limited, including Foodland Supermarkets, MoneyGram, Tropical Shipping, Agostini Insurance Brokers, and Amerijet, will be closed on Monday, 28th March, as a mark of respect for the former CEO and Chairman Emeritus, Mr. George A. Meniz. MoneyGram customers are advised to utilize the service from our sub-agents across the island, namely Home Pride Bakery in St. David, Calico Limited in Satez, Licks and Bites in Guav, and the Hills and Valley Pharmacy in Carriacou. Regular business will resume on Tuesday, 29th March 2022. The company apologizes for any inconvenience this closure may cause and thanks you for your understanding.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Thanks for staying with us. Gray's Training and Certificate Center continues to place its mark on the educational development of individuals in Grenada. More than 70 participants graduated from the institution this week. Christina John reports.
Guided by the theme, Maintaining Resilience in Crisis to Positively Impact the Persons Around You, the institution held its 6th graduation ceremony on Thursday at the Grenada Trade Center. Training provider Beverly Gray says despite the challenges of the pandemic, they were able to maintain their resilience and complete all their courses.
Training provider, I am motivated and inspired when I reflect on the words in Isaiah 40, 29 and 31, which reads, He giveth power to the faint, and them that hath no might he increaseth strength. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagle. They shall run and not go weary. They shall walk and not faint. Grace Training and Certification Center takes pride in its dedication to capacity building, particularly in the areas of skills development in Grenada.
Addressing the graduates on the theme was feature speaker, Mrs. Avril A. Trotman-Jones.
So because I'm your guest speaker, I thought that I'd better look at some of these keywords, but one in particular, I thought that I should underline for you this afternoon, because we're hearing it quite a bit, and that word is resilience. My handy little Longman's Contemporary English Dictionary defines resilience as the ability to become strong, happy, or successful again after a difficult situation or event.
Mrs. Joseph encouraged graduates to make informed decisions, citing the present world crisis. She says this is not a time to judge, but a time to lead with resilience.
Firstly, I'm going to tell you that we all need a good belief system. You need to be discerning, clear, and intentional, not only about your own decision making, but about who makes up your support team. You need to be critical thinkers, because to be resilient, you need to be emotionally intelligent.
Minister for Education Emmeline Pear was present at the ceremony and had these words for the graduates.
And I want to congratulate you. I want to say to you how proud I am of you this afternoon. For that attempt that you have made successfully to move to another level. I pray God would bless you. I pray that He would really lead you along the path of success. You have great potential, and do not allow anyone to tell you otherwise. You are a success.
Grace Training and Certification Center is an approved institution through the Grenada National Training Agency and the Ministry of Education, offering a number of NVQ and CVQ courses, as well as other short-term courses. Christina John, GBN News.
And we extend congratulations to all of the graduates. Every day, our citizen journalist makes enthralling submissions, and we share them in the GBN ISAW segment. Let's join Beverly Tellisford for tonight's feature.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's GBN ISAW features highlights of Thursday's cultural parade at the National Cricket Stadium on the opening day of the West Indies-England third and final test. The parade included cultural aspects of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The match is being played at the Grenada National Stadium. It started Thursday, and cricket lovers are hoping it runs the full 5 days until Monday. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Thank you, Beverly. Up next, we probe around the globe. But first, we will take a look at the latest in sports.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Committed Catholics, listen to us.
The youths like us must be given a hearing.
I am a farmer and I have a story to tell.
I'm a farmer and I too would like to share my story.
Even though we walk out there Sunday to Sunday, we too have a story to tell.
I am a Catholic sometimes and I have things to say. I need someone to listen. I have a lot to say on behalf of single parents.
The Catholic Diocese of St. George's and Grenada has begun a synod process. Pope Francis has involved the Universal Church. Your voice is important. Come, share your story, your experience, and your expectations of church.
Sporting fans, welcome to our sports roundup. Following some long drawn innings in Antigua and Barbados, Grenada is proving a challenge for the West Indian and English batsmen as the pitch is reported to be offering the odd bounce contrary to the previous flat surfaces. Chasing a hard-earned 204 put on by England, West Indies began on a sturdy foot before struggling despite the efforts of John Campbell, Kyle Mayers, and later Joshua De Silva and Alzari Joseph, who held the innings as the Windies slumped to 128 for 7 after 47.2 overs. Alzari and De Silva put on a resistance of a 49-run, 8-wicket partnership, and after 69 overs, West Indies were 177 for 8. Nazio John, Jamaro, and Shante Augustine are some of the 13-member team chosen to represent Grenada at the Character Games in Jamaica. The Character Games is scheduled to run from April 16th to 18th, and accompanying the Grenadian team will be coaches Paul, Philip, and Carol Evans. Surana, Alexander, and Rayvon Telesford will compete in the Javelin U17 male and female, Jamara Patterson 400 meters, Asher Reach high jump, and Jamura in the shot put, discus, and javelin U20 female. There are 7 athletes in the U20 male, including Isaiah Patrick, pole vault, Cameron Thomas, javelin, Nazion John 100 and 200 meter, Jaden Tika, javelin, Jalon Calder, shot put and discus, Shavin Charles Hector 100 and 200 meters, and DeAndre Bristol, shot put and discus. April 7th has been set as the date for the hosting of a special one-day intercall games, and ASP Desmond Richards says the RGPF is promising a smooth and safe event for all athletes, students, and schools, with sweeping searches to be conducted on the day.
We want to also let you know that come intercall day, we will deploy enough police officers to ensure that all the stands, all the seating areas are properly policed. In fact, even before you get to the stadium, there will be some searches that will be taking place, because we want to ensure that nobody enters with weapons.
ASP Richards says there will be a zero tolerance on offensive weapons and glass bottled drinks and other items that can be used to cause harm and injury to others.
And so it is critical that searches are done and will be done on that day to ensure that no weapon, nothing that is adapted to harm another person would enter the stadium. We will also conduct a sweep of the stadium, because sometimes persons go early and they put things places that you may not find it on them, but it's somewhere wrong. We cannot just do it with students, we have to do it with adults, because maybe, I don't know if this is the right place to say that, but there are some adults that are upholding some of what you see happening.
The RGPF representative knows that they will be deploying enough traffic officers to ensure a smooth flow of traffic.
And of course, I must say this one, because this is important too, after the sport. The loitering, behind the terminal, behind the mall. We will also have police officers in the ground, and we will deploy from various departments, our USSU, traffic, the regular police, to ensure that we have CID, we have a mixture of officers to deal with the possibility of what we might find, and sweeping through the town as well to ensure that students does not delay in town longer than is necessary.
He made a special appeal to parents to assist the police and the game organizers in keeping the peace and preventing loitering. It will be a race with a difference, unlike what has been done in Grenada, as the primary school's road running series kicks off on Sunday. Events Director of Odyssey Timing and Events, Jason Gooden, says the race is catered for all students and is a series of 3 events, with the first running off Sunday on Morris Bishop Highway.
You're gonna have different divisions for all of the participants. So we're gonna have under 7 category, under 9, under 11, under 13, and under 15. And the under 7s and the under 9s are going to do approximately a 1 kilometer run, whereas the older categories, they're going to do a 2 kilometer run.
Gooding says the goal is to build interest in long-distance events and grow from there. He said there will be no registration allowed on the day of the events.
Because we're using electronic race timing, all of the children are going to get a uniquely coded timing transponder, which will be underneath their race number. And this is going to pick up the results in almost instantly. As soon as they cross the finish line, we're going to have results for them.
He says points will be tallied for each event, and for safety concerns, they are working with the RGPF in that regard. The Grenada Tennis Association Open Junior Tennis Tournament concluding on Sunday with some exciting matches in the finals of the respective categories. In the girls' 10 and under final, Janaya Lewis of Carriacou defeated Jemiah Wilson in 2 straight sets, while Nathaniel Cobb got the better of Prince Stanislaus in the boys' final. The 12 and under girls saw an exciting 3 sets final, with Campbell Lawrence of Carriacou coming back from a set down to defeat Annabelle Stanislaus, also from Carriacou. Jaden Bristol overcame Anthony Frank in 2 tight sets. That's the sports news for now. Stay with us for a global update. around the globe. But tonight we start off in Trinidad and Tobago, where Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is expected to meet with public health officials in the coming days to discuss a full reopening of the country. The Prime Minister says he made this decision in the absence of a post-carnival spike in cases. We cross over to CNC3 News for more.
I waited to see what was going to happen after Carnival. The 14 days after Carnival would have come and gone. That additional mixing that we did has not changed our circumstance for the worse. So I am now being minded to tell the country, I see no reason now not to open the country up completely.
But this will all depend on a meeting the Prime Minister plans to have with this country's medical team in the coming days. And if all the restrictions are lifted, Dr. Rowley is urging the population to be careful.
Because remember, there are 1 or 2 countries right now facing major outbreaks. So we have to be careful, we have to be mindful, but we can be a whole lot more operational.
Public health expert Dr. Mandrika Bahal says the time is right.
We're in a good place now to be able to open up more or less fully. The hospital admissions are down. The occupancy levels are at a relatively good level. I'm not worried about the new cases. And the number of deaths are staying at a relatively good level, around 2 to 4 per day, which is excellent. And we have while we don't have herd immunity yet, but we have a very decent vaccination level in the country.
Dr. Bahal says if there is any spike in cases in the coming months, the country will be well poised to handle it.
The war in Ukraine has now entered its second month. Western allies in Brussels are continuing to pile pressure on Russia to end its military offensive. Al Jazeera has the latest.
US President Joe Biden's trip to Brussels to meet leaders of NATO, the G7 and European Union was aimed at rallying Western allies to find ways to stop Russia's war in Ukraine and send a message to Moscow that the West is united.
NATO has never been more united than it is today. Putin is getting exactly the opposite what he intended to have as a consequence of going into Ukraine.
Biden said the US would commit $1 billion in humanitarian aid to Ukraine and that Western allies would impose a raft of new sanctions on Moscow.
We're also announcing new sanctions of more than 400 individuals and entities in alignment with the European Union. More than 300 members of the Duma, oligarchs, and Russian defense companies that fuel the Russian war machine.
Earlier in the day, Ukraine's president addressed NATO leaders and asked the military alliance for more help to fight Russian forces.
The Ukrainian army has been resisting for a month in unequal conditions, and I have been repeating the same thing for a month now. To save people and our cities, Ukraine needs military assistance without any restrictions.
Biden wants the West to keep up sanctions pressure on the Kremlin, but the question is whether it will be enough to stop Vladimir Putin's war as it enters a second month.
In Australia, a 26-year-old protester tied himself to a towering crane 100 meters up at Port Botany earlier. A grandmother in her 60s climbed on top of a cargo train in another city. The group behind the Trouble Blockade Australia is warning the protest action is only going to escalate. The details in this report.
Risking his life in Port Botany, a climate protester abseils down a crane. Using his own ropes, he hangs more than 100 metres off the ground.
We are blocking Australia because Australia is blocking action on the climate crisis.
He jumped over a barbed wire fence, run through the port and climbed flight after flight of stairs as those who'd chased him begged him to stop.
Stay there, bro.
In Marrickville, grandmother of 5 Sharon sat alone, perched atop a cargo train.
It's leaving myself vulnerable, but here I am and
You? Insane. Absolutely insane.
Caught off guard when police arrived on the roof as well. Meanwhile, 25-year-old climate activist Emma hung above the railway next to Sydney Airport, blocking another of Sydney's key freight routes.
I'm taking targeted, strategic, direct action that can materially disrupt the function
functioning of Australia.
She refused to walk once helped down. Police carried her away. It's the fourth consecutive day of unlawful protests, and activists promise there's more to come.
It's not something we want to be doing, but it is required for us to survive.
Hundreds of school and university students also called for action, striking at Kirribilli House.
Scott Morrison, you cannot ignore us any longer. The climate crisis is at our doorstep, so now we are at your doorstep.
This is the first large climate protest post-pandemic, and the Prime Minister wasn't home to hear it. Instead, he was in Randwick at the Royal Hospital for Women.
Contrary to what they might be being told by many people with other agendas, Australia is reducing its emissions by around 20%.
Too little, too late for some in the current climate.
And that story brought us to the end of tonight's probe. A recap of the main points is next. Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says the hosting of international cricket is a special moment for Grenada. Police issue warning against betting on the third and final Apex Test match. More than 70 people are now certified by Gray's Training and Certificate Center. Across the region, Trinidad Prime Minister to meet with public health officials to discuss full reopening of the Twin Island Republic. And internationally, U.S. President announces new sanctions at NATO summit. In sports, the third and final match in Grenada proving a challenge for the West Indies and England players. Those were the major headlines. You can visit our Facebook page or visit our website at gbn.gd and our YouTube channel at Grenada Broadcasting Network or GBN Production for the latest news. Join Godfrey Augustine and the We Culture panelists right after this newscast for another riveting episode. It airs on all GBN platforms. Team GBN wishes you a splendiferous weekend.